day. I'm now on my way home from my wig shop. I just want to do a shout out to everybody and wishing you all happy and a healthy year to come. I also want to talk about global warming. I've been watching the news and it's really sad what happened in California and then now Australia. They lost over 1 billion animals. So I know a lot of us are older, but we need to save the planet for our children too. And it's really scary. I also want to touch on us bombing Iran. I'm the most patriotic person that you've probably ever met in your life. I really do love my country. I grew up in a time where we went to bed watching the flag on the TV. Or the TV would shut off and the flag would be flying. And we got up to prayer in school and our pledge allegiance to the flag. So my generation is a lot different. I have a lot of discussions with my kids. They're all in their 20s and early 30s. I'm not that old, but I'm getting there. And they see it differently than I do. And for a long time, I struggled with that. It really bothered me that they didn't have as much patriotism that I do. And then I was thinking about it one day, and I realized that the country that they've been given isn't the country that we were given when we were younger. When we were younger, somebody like me could become a business owner and be successful, and we could pay our rent and we could live in nice areas, and you know what I mean? But now our kids' generation, they can't find jobs, not good paying ones. And they have to have like a 4-year degree and then pay all these student loans. So even after they're working and they're paying off their student loans, they're making almost minimum wage. There's nothing there for them. And our president, that they preach all the time. But be honest with you, our government officials are the ones that are taking all of our money. I consider myself middle class. A lot of people think that I'm rich. I should be rich, working my whole life. But last year alone, I paid $38,000 in taxes. And I made about that much after I paid my taxes. So I don't think that's fair, And I just feel like we all need to stand together and figure out why our government is not providing the good life for our kids that we had when we were growing up. I do believe that our kids do have it harder. Look at the situation with homelessness. I'm sure you all will agree with me. Growing up, we never seen that. We never seen people begging for money. And it first started in warm states, and now it's even reached here in Milwaukee. It's freezing. It's sometimes below 0, and there's tents outside. So it's time to stop picking on the poor and unite together as one and realize that it's our government that's taking all of our money. I don't know about you guys, but when they did reform, the welfare reform, my taxes didn't go down. They actually got more. But the government and the media led us to believe that these welfare people were sucking all of our money. You know what I mean? As a matter of fact, my business was affected. I always believed in the little fish feeds the big fish. So what I mean by that is somebody who makes minimum wage, they spend their money with somebody who's middle class. Somebody who's middle class spends their money maybe at a more higher class restaurant, and so on. And picking on the poor for all these years, I think we need to redirect our anger towards our government. Why are they getting paid so much? Why does a billionaire want to be president, and why does a billionaire spend billions to be president? I think it's ridiculous. Things need to change. Our Constitution is outdated. We're in 2020. And I think that we all need to realize what is really going on. and not just watch the 10 o'clock news. We're so focused on attacking each other that we don't realize that we're all being taken advantage of by our government. And it's hard for me to say that because I do love my country tremendously, but America was built on diversity. It wasn't built on the rich against the poor. And I don't know if you realize it, but that's what we're becoming. Either you're rich or you're poor. There's no in between. There's no middle class. Okay? I'm in my 50s. Half of my friends lost their homes. These are good people that go to work every single day. Okay? They lost their homes that they raised their kids in. And guess who's buying up their homes? These rich billionaires. I mean, look at California. Our whole coastline is owned by foreigners. Now look at Florida. You can't even get close to the water because these billionaires are buying up acres of land along the coastline. So, America was built on people like us. It wasn't built by billionaires. And I'm tired of them getting these tax breaks, taking advantage of us, and then blaming it on the poor. One last thing. Look at every wealthy Western country. They have and they do take care of their poor. Okay? So this is wrong, what our country has become and what they're trying to do. They're trying to make it the rich against the poor. Look at our downtown areas. They're now knocking down buildings and building apartment buildings. Okay? They give these rich people these free little incentives as long as they rent like 20% of it to somebody who's low income, and then they're moving out to suburban areas. So it's like it's going to be like the rich against the poor. It shouldn't be like that. It should be democracy and everything for everybody, you know? And everybody just needs to open their eyes and realize what our government has been doing to us. Okay? I'm not talking about people my age. Look at your children and your grandchildren and see how they are living. Is that America? Is that American? They don't have the same opportunities that we did when we were young. So yes, after years of fighting with my kids about being patriotic, I now realize, it took me years to come to that conclusion. I now realize why they aren't patriotic, because they don't have the opportunities that we did when we were young. I love all you guys, and please be aware of what's going on. Turn off the 10 o'clock news. Start watching some YouTube videos. You can find a lot of people on there that speak truth. But don't let the media make you change your mind. And now look, we're ready to go to war again and lose our sons again. And it's wrong. Love yous.